Awesome. Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Glenna. Thanks for
Morning.
joining me. Oh, so last minute.
No, thanks for inviting me. How fun is this?
I know. Well, I'm just super excited about the end of this week and Mr. Gary Douglas and his
Yeah,
daughter coming to town. So, you and I were there in the good old days when they would come like 3, 4 times a year.
right close to where we lived.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fabulous. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for those amazing classes right next door. Yeah, back when it was called the two and three, and now it's got a new
Level
name,
two
two
and
and
three.
three. So what are we talking about? We're talking about the choice four possibilities, and Gary Douglas and Grace Douglas, his daughter, are coming to co-facilitate that here in San Francisco this weekend, coming up, starting on Friday the 31st. And
Oops. Yeah.
There's a pretty picture of you in a red dress. You changed. Um, yeah, so they're coming here, and Julie and I have been doing this access consciousness work for how long? Like,
Like 19
yeah,
years ish.
yep.
Hmm.
Since our kids were little babies, little
Yeah.
toddlers running around the room. Yeah, so they came to San Francisco quite a bit. So San Francisco is, I see it as this city that helped really grow, like that whole dandelion seed where the dandelion seeds are spreading. Like this was a place where a lot of dandelions started and grew around the world. And now this company's
Mhm.
from what we used to see back there 19 years ago
Right.
to where it is now.
I know, my God, it's like in almost every single country in the world, which is sort of mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Shannon had said to me at one point, she's like, I really noticed a change in the way Access was growing when and people staying and going the long distance when you showed up, Julie. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And there's like, I know I haven't totally received all that is, just probably just the surface, but yeah, I'm once I find something that works, I am loyal and I work it, you know?
Yeah. We've been facilitating access consciousness or consciousness on the planet for a long time, the two of us. And you've had like a bars trade, one of the longest running bars trades there is at your place weekly. What are the bars? Access bars. I'm sure you've talked about it. I don't
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so to go to this class, you need bars and you need foundation, and there's about 5 days, 4 days to get that in. It might be possible if you have some of it. You can do it
Yeah, if
online.
somebody wants a foundation before this, I will create it.
There you go.
Just have to just send me a message. We can get it in. And it's just been shortened to 3.5 days.
Right.
Remember?
Yep, because foundation was just rewritten and redone, and then this is going to be an all new class going from choice of possibilities to choice four possibilities, which like the name has changed in energy.
Yes,
Yeah, what
definitely.
do you get about that?
Yeah, I've been looking at that too. Like the choice for possibilities feels more of an action,
Yeah,
choosing four possibilities, not choosing, oh, whatever, I'll just choose and, I can't get it wrong. But choosing four possibilities, it really sort of launches you in a
yeah.
trajectory.
It's really choosing for a future, choosing four possibilities in your future and what you want to create for your future, create for your life, create for your reality. It has a different energy. I'm so excited because it'll be the first time this class is happening on the
Hmm.
planet. And how do we get so lucky to have it here in
Hmm.
beautiful San Francisco?
Hmm. Yeah. I almost wish it was here in the Corte Madera Inn, a stone's throw from both of our houses.
I know. How many people remember those classes? We're going to recall them. Yeah, stone's throw. We still have classes there. I mean, we still do classes now that we can
Hmm.
have classes all over the planet again.
Hmm. It's true. I actually have a bars class there the day before Easter. So
Awesome.
if anybody wants to come to beautiful sunny California,
Fill up that room. Yeah,
just
it's a
stay at
beautiful
the Corte
room.
Madera Inn. There's space for 50 people.
What would it take? That'd be amazing. It's so like Marin is such a beautiful place to just
Mm,
be for bodies and have your bars, receive the bars.
yeah,
Win-win. It's fabulous.
yeah. So what else have you been up to?
Well, I just got back from a big India tour
Mm,
where I did a 3-day body class there and then went to the advanced body class with Simone Milasas, and it was incredible. It was incredibly busy. It was a class I co-facilitated with Cass Thomas. Some of you guys may know that amazing lady from Italy, American that lives in Italy, and we met and did classes in Bangalore and then Delhi, Mumbai, and then Delhi. And it was right back to back. So it was class, airplane.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah. So I've been back for a few days and just getting, into this time zone and
Yeah,
but
that's always interesting, the readjustment.
it's interesting in India because India is like 12 hours. It's like half a day difference. You can kind of
Mm,
go either way. Sometimes you just wake up earlier for a few days, or
yeah.
you go to sleep late, or vice versa. Here, it's like you kind of can go back and forth. You can choose if you want to be an early morning person for a few days.
That's fun. Well, I also imagine, with body classes that really helps your body integrate all the changes that,
Yes, totally.
so,
And it's so,
doing back to back sometimes can be really intense, but
but it's a body class. So yeah, and I'm receiving from those amazing bodies that come. So I'm actually really amazed at how great my body did with the whole trip. Really
Mhm.
vibrant and alive after it. And then I got a 3-day body class or an advanced body class afterwards. So that always
Nice.
helps.
Yeah. Yeah. I know a lot of people that have been getting what they would call quote unquote sick after the global foundation because it was so much change and it's like the body needs a little bit of time to catch up. Do you have any tips for people?
Well, is it the change you've been asking for showing up in a way you didn't imagine? Often can be it. And change, as your body's changing, it can kind of remind you of illnesses or sicknesses or just pains or being uncomfortable. And it's not really that. It's not like you're injured or you're sick or any of those things, but it feels the same.
Mm,
Kind of project or presume that's what it is. It's a presumptive reality, maybe.
hmm
So then we react to that reality and go, oh my God, I feel terrible. If you
hmm
ask, is it change? Then you can flip it and say, okay, how can I contribute to the change you're creating? And what do you require to have more ease with it? And it really starts to feel different if it's the change you're asking for. Or maybe you didn't even know you were asking for it. Your body's just going, I'm changing now. You gave me permission. Here I go.
Right. Yeah. I notice if you don't label it as sick
Yes.
and you just like, what is this? It totally is different because I definitely needed a few days of taking it easy. I had a few symptoms like stuffy nose for a little while, and I was never I'm sick, I'm getting sick. It was just like, okay, we're going through something.
Yeah.
What would it take for this to change?
There were a lot of sniffly, snotty nose, sneezy kind of things. I was talking to people on phone and Zooms and stuff.
Hmm.
Phew.
Yeah.
Interesting.
A
Interesting.
little headachy here and there, but I mean, it was so cool because it was so floaty. And I notice when something is kind of floaty, number one, it's usually not mine, it's awareness. And so, okay, body, you're picking that up. Cool. Thank you. Let's just dissipate and release. We can have so much more ease if we just choose it.
Yeah, there's so much more ease with our bodies, especially, well, everything available. And it is a choice and a demand. And to really look at it differently, and trust that when you get, oh, it's changed, trust that that's what it is. And play with that energy. We're so used to playing with the other one. We're really, really good at going, oh, I'm sick, I'm tired, my body's this, it's getting old. We perfected that reality.
Yeah.
What if we could play in another one? Play with, oh, what if it's not mine? What is this? Could it
Yeah.
be something totally outside your realm of possibilities?
Yeah. And choosing something that you've never actually chosen before. I was talking with Gary last week, and he was saying that he's been running the reverse aging and he's been asking his body to grow dark hair again on his head from the root.
I love that.
And I said, I used to do that. I used to ask for my hair to grow out strawberry blonde. And my hairstylist would say, wow, you have less gray now, and I said, for some reason, I stopped asking for that. It's almost like you give in to what you presume aging is. And
Yeah.
my grandmother was prematurely gray. I had gray early in my late 20s, I think. Not all, but some.
Yeah, it popped
And
up. Yeah.
and I don't know, I was just coloring my hair just for the fun of it to do something different. And I got stuck.
Well,
But
that is that's a total presumptive reality that you get a good
yeah,
hair and the rest of your head's going to go gray. That's what happens. There is no, you don't, it doesn't ever go backwards. It never reverses. You never grow brand new colored hair after you grow a gray hair. And it's not true. I've had a few grays, not tons, but they're there. And I've seen some of them change color. Like some of them are gray and then there's color again and then there's gray. Like the whole strand has different shades through it. And I don't
mhm.
care. So those shades are just what my body's making, and it has changed. Just individual hair strands have changed their point of view.
I imagine that running the facelift and, when we do it from out here, that would also help change it.
I imagine, yeah, you'd have to ask the bodies, but you can also add a little hair, like a pull at the end of a facelift with the hair,
Yeah.
and both of those to add them in.
I know people think either I won't have any hair or it's going to be gray.
Yeah, it's funny. All those presumptive realities we have around aging, about what it has to look like, but just that it has to. There has to be something like that in your life, in your body.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
Gary's shown us such a different possibility because he's in his
oh,
early 80s. And my mom, this is kind of fun. She just told me yesterday,
mhm.
I think I want to come to that class. I'd
Wow.
mentioned it, but I didn't bug her about it.
Yeah.
And then she didn't have the prereqs. So we're doing
I can do the foundation.
no, we're doing a private one, just kind of in the hours we have free over the next 4 days. We're putting
Oh,
it all
that's funny.
together. She's been to the foundation like 10 times.
Yeah.
She's 82, just turned 82, hasn't
Mhm.
missed a beat. Is still, was at one point was like, I could never make money at this age, and then started running people's bars and making money, doing pet sitting and making tons of money. She's so popular. Everybody who she pet sits wants her. So she's staying in beautiful homes all
Wow.
over the Bay Area, watching
Amazing.
cats,
Yeah.
walking dogs, having a blast. What else? I mean, and she said, it's this access stuff. I know that's why my body still feels like it did in its 30s. I know that's why I'm not getting sick. I know that's why I can still lift a massage table into my car.
My mom's the
It's
same way. She's 87. She's
I love
like,
your mom.
cooks and bakes, and she says she can still do 100 sit-ups. She's
I
just
bet she
really,
can.
she's really active, and you know her, like she
Yeah,
hasn't changed. It's amazing, but she doesn't do access really. she,
she just
she'll
has two
say,
daughters.
I'm going to say something, so pod poc this, but and then she'll say,
That's good.
it's hysterical. Oh
Oh,
gosh. I'm
yeah,
sure
your
my
mom's great.
sister and I are, contributing a lot, but
No,
she's got this sense of, I'm youthful. I'm still 39, which is amazing.
and that's a point of view. Yeah, that
Yeah.
changed. Changed because my mom, between my parents, my dad, who passed away a couple years ago, and he would say, "I'm getting old," starting in his 50s.
Yeah.
Oh, that's because I'm getting old, just getting old.
Yep.
My mom, I've never heard it to this day out of her mouth.
Hmm. Yeah. My mom will say, like when she comes to visit, she likes to go out to dinner late, like 7:30, 8. She goes, I don't want to go out with the old people at 5. It's like, Mom, with the old people, like, hello.
Yeah,
I know you think you're 39.
but what a way to create your future.
Yes, totally. Totally.
Now, how did we get so lucky to have moms like this? Because, we have this other possibility we see all the time that other people don't see.
Yeah, I'm still 39. I found access when I was 39.
I was 38. Yeah.
Yeah. And, darn it, my kids, they were 3 and 6, and now they're 23 and 26. So they're the ones who who are giving away the secret. But
Well, maybe they'll have these conversations about us when we're in our 80s. My mom is still running around lifting tables.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Traveling the world. Yeah. I did an intro called Reverse Aging last month, I think it was. And I really get that it could be even a 1 day or maybe even a 2 day class. Maybe I'll talk to Gary about that. But
Right.
there's definitely a lot of access tools that can contribute. I know that, part of it is, yes, your genes and the environment, but you can change a ton of it with access tools, probably more than you think is possible.
Yeah. My body really, like, the energy of it hasn't changed since I was in my 20s. And if I go out for a run, I run just as I was. I've never slowed down any of those things. And if I have just an inkling it might be there, we have all these tools. It's like, what's
Mhm.
that? Pod poc. We're not doing that. Do you need some body work? Do you need something? What's required here to change that? And it's like a minute, a
Mhm.
day maybe, something funky that shows up. What a gift. What a total gift we have with this work. Yeah,
Yeah.
we should ask him. He did a class a long time ago about 45 and getting younger.
Mhm.
And I had just turned 45 when they did the class.
Mhm.
I said, what was I before, Gary? And he said, jailbait, which was funny. Because you had to be 45. I think he kind of buried it, but he hasn't done anything since.
I
There
know.
hasn't been a really cool call on reversing aging, changing aging, getting rid of those oldings. Maybe it's time. What do you
Yeah.
know?
I would like to lead the way. Maybe I can co-facilitate it with him. That would be fun.
That would be fun. That would be cool.
Uh,
What
yeah,
else is possible?
yeah. It just seems like yeah, what a gift that would be to so many people. And like, what if you don't have to do Botox and you don't have to do fillers and you don't have to do all these things and actually let your
Oh,
body
those are,
come through?
yeah, it's so funny with those. Like they make people often fillers and Botox and stuff, especially at a certain, they make people look older, like instantly.
Mm,
They actually create a face that looks like, yeah, it's puffy and it doesn't have a line on it, but the whole energy
mhm.
becomes an older looking face because of the presumptive reality that you looked old, and that's why you got them. I mean, no one that has young, puffy lips is going out getting fillers in their lips. Well, some kids, some might be for their Instagram things, but that's not the normal. But if you're getting it because you decided your face looks old, that's your presumptive reality that you're showing everyone, no matter how much work you get done.
Right. It's so true. I remember walking into boutiques years ago when I first learned the tools. And like these ladies were size 2, perfectly skinny and, big fake boobs and, the whole thing. They were absolutely magazine photo shoot ready. And I'd walk in feeling fine and not in judgment of myself. And as soon as I walked in, I'd be like, oh my God, what am I wearing? I don't look whatever. And then I'd walk out and I was fine again. And I was like, wait a second. Oh my God, that's them. They're like, they're like the picture image of what supposedly they're,
Yeah,
to reach for. And yet they're so self-critical. And
and
that's
that's
the first thing that hits you because
yeah,
they're projecting it and shoving it out of their universe, so that's all you can perceive.
yeah. It's their 24/7 point of view about themselves, is that they're not good enough. They need to always striving for some
Oh,
body perfection that they already have, and they don't even see what other people see. That's where that "who does it belong to" for who does this belong to tool works so well.
yes.
Wow, I've actually never been judging my body.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
never been mine. And when you get rid of those judgments, even when you're just buying it from other people, your body has all this freedom to start creating something magnificent.
Yeah. So true. So what would you like to choose? How would you like to live? If everything was possible,
Hmm.
what would you choose?
What would you choose?
Hmm. Well, I'm going to choose strawberry blonde.
It kind of is strawberry blonde. It's
I
lovely.
know it looks natural, but I do have some help. I don't mind saying that.
You have a great hairdresser.
I love him, Justin. He's amazing. I say make it look natural, only better.
Mm,
And there you go.
that's a great question. I used to ask my hairdresser because I kind of like my hair long, even though yeah, it can't do much more than this. It's
Mhm.
do a cut, but I would say cut it long. So they would trim
Yes, see,
it.
this is a choice for possibility that nobody else would even think is a possibility. But you
Right.
can create them.
Yeah. I mean, the hairdresser tended to she liked to cut a lot, and I would say cut a lot, but cut it long,
Yeah.
and it would work.
Yeah.
But it would look it wouldn't look like it had a cut and it was short hair. It always still had that length feel about it.
Hmm.
Your
I
questions
love it.
create possibilities.
They certainly do. So, yeah. What else should we chat about?
Hmm. We've done parents and kids.
Mm.
How's your business?
Business is morphing. It's actually really nice. I have a lot more space in my day. I love it. I used to like having my calendar totally stacked. And now I just have this space like today and then adding this in so you can
Yeah.
add in things
Mm.
and you get the ping. It's just a whole different way.
It's that energy of like, who am I today and what grand and glorious adventures am I going to have? And without a whole minutia of the schedule in place,
Hmm. Hmm.
that's easier for that to show up. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. And like during my chat last week with Gary, there was something that he tweaked with one word in my reality that really, really helped. Because I said something about being a creator in the future, that I'm always like 3 weeks, three years out with my creations, like 2 to 3 years out. And he said, is it with your creation or your actualization? And I was like, oh.
That's different.
So there's things like I'm totally aware of a future. And I was saying that I was creating in the future, but I create it from the moment I choose it.
Right.
And the actualization, now I can ask to actualize it sooner, to pull the actualization closer to now. Now that
Yeah.
it,
It's a
because
huge shift. It sounds kind of subtly different, but that's like
I know it's fucking huge. I'm so excited. Because
I like that.
I used to like have this awareness, start doing it, doing the things that you need to do. And then right before it was about to be a thing, I'd be like, nobody wants this. Whatever. And then I go on to another thing. So I'm like way, way, way ahead of the trend.
You're creating the
However,
people that people don't even know they want yet. They totally
right.
want. Someone said that about Ford cars, that people wanted a better horse when he was making cars. No one even knew they wanted to have a car.
Yeah.
It's creating things people are going to that don't even know they want yet, that you're creating for the future that they're going to desire. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So my latest thing is this circle of manifestation tiara to activate your
Oh,
circle of manifestation.
it's
And you wear it all
beautiful.
day. And it like really
Are you
turns me on.
bringing some of those to the CFP?
I am. I
Very
am.
cool.
And like it's just so cool. And I remember he did a podcast with Shannon about the circle of manifestation a couple of years ago. And even before that, I was like, there's something that I can play with here. So
Well, I can't wait to try one on.
yeah,
Non.
they're cool. Yeah. You have to watch out because activating it actualizes all kinds of things.
Oh no,
Yeah. So
that would be terrible. I would hate that.
watch out what you're asking for. Uh, anyway, I'm super excited about that. And what have you got coming up?
Well, I'm here for a bit. I'm helping with this workshop with Gary and Grace's class, and then I'm off to Argentina next to do an energetic manual therapy, my specialty bodywork class, and a joy business class there too, which will also be online. But I have a few weeks here, so what, like, you just kind of sparked my interest with the,
Yes, what can we create?
yeah, what can I create? Because I've got about 3 weeks after the class where I'm not traveling and I'm home, and it's kind of open.
Mm, I wonder if there are people who would like a 3-day body class here.
Ooh.
I,
It's been pinging me because it's kind of like twice a year I do one here locally.
yeah.
It's been since September, so it's kind of around that. That would be fun. What's possible? That's getting lighter and lighter.
Well, I'm happy to play and host.
I would love that. Yeah. I haven't had you
Let's chat.
play with 3-day, like who's available? Okay. We'll have to chat.
All right. Well, I'm going to jump on my other group and do the expanding exercise. So I'll maybe ping you later today.
Okay.
And
Okay,
thanks
Kimberly, thanks for
everybody
coming
for
down. This is so
joining.
fun.
Thank
Coffee
you
talk.
for jumping on last possible second.
Anytime. Anytime.
And yeah, whoever wants to come to San Francisco, I hope you come for the Choice for Possibilities. We're going to have too much fun. So join us. Bye.
Bye-bye.